Hey guys, welcome back to My 59 Ranch, and today we're going to talk about repairing a deck and ledger board that is over our roof for the lower section of our house. And as you can see, this particular area is in need of repair, and so we're going to have to do some things to fix that. We'll get to it a little bit later, but right up front we're going to focus on really the decking and the ledger board up against the house. So you can kind of see that this decking has been here for many years, and also you can see where the deck boards were actually up against the siding. So we have to do something about repairing some of it, and when you have some minor moisture damage, then there's some things you're going to have to do. So as you can see, all of this siding here is in pretty good shape except for these couple spots. So as you can see, it's kind of a little bit worn and it has a little bit of soft areas. But the good news is that it's not extremely weak. It's okay to the touch. So what I have done is already treated it with a couple different chemicals, mainly wood hardener. But now we're at the point of it's pretty hard. It's not soft at all. So what we can do is actually go back and start repairing it. And so I'm going to show you here on what you can do to do that repair. It's not real hard. It's something anybody can do. So if you have this type of situation, or you have maybe a spot in the middle of your house that has a small damaged area to your siding, this is a really simple fix that just about anybody can do. So let's take a look at the products that we have. So there's a couple main things that you need to understand. The first one is that this wood hardener, there's a couple different brands that are out there, but this one is a really simple tool that you can use. Once you clean off the different areas on the wood that is weak on the siding, you can actually apply this. So it's really great to take that and harden the wood and siding and get it prepared to do adjustments. And then also when we look at liquid nails, so this is a good product that you can actually use. It's almost like a putty, or think of it almost like Bondo in this particular project. And what you would do is just apply it, and then you would take something very similar to this particular spatula and just kind of spread it, back and forth. It's a simple thing. It's not super complicated. Here again, if you know how to flip pancakes, you can spread this just easily as flipping a pancake. So it's something really simple to do. Anybody can do this. And then the last step here is that once everything is dried and hardened, and before you start going back and putting on your deck boards and things of that nature, now you're going to actually apply the Flex Seal. So that will actually cover everything that you have already applied, and you're just going to take Flex Seal and spray it over the surface and secure that any moisture that does get underneath or behind the boards up against the siding or on the wall itself, then you will actually not have to worry about it penetrating that wood any longer. It'll be fine, and you're going to be able to go for years and not have to concern yourself with any rot or any additional rot happening to those particular areas. Okay, so now we're going to get down to business. We're going to start using the liquid nails and the caulk gun and start spreading it into the void along the T111 siding. So this is really not a big deal. Don't make it too much of an issue. You just want to make sure that you're filling up the different voids that are there. Don't forget that we've already applied and let dried out over a couple days the wood hardener. So it's already been here in the siding. The T111 is already pretty rigid, and there's no signs of it caving in, or it's not soft at this point in time. So that other wood hardener has really helped us out with making the surface perfect. But the liquid nails, this is going to be the part that really kind of seals the deal for us before we do our final Flex Seal coating. So if you grab your spatula, and what we're going to do is just kind of drag it over the surface just real lightly. Don't think about damaging anything, or spreading this too thin or anything of that nature. Just take your time, let it go over the different voids, and just keep applying it slowly and surely. And at the end of the day, look, if you got to get some more material and apply a little bit more of the liquid nails, that's okay too. So you might have to go back a time or two. So as you can see, while I'm still working on this particular one area and spot, I'm actually going to come back and add in some more material to fill in the section right above where that main water line was. So that line was actually representative of where the decking board sat on top of this ledger board. And so as you know, the moisture got stuck in this one particular area, maybe it was from like snow building up or something of that nature. But nonetheless, it's repairable. And that's the good news, is that we can use tools like this to simply repair your house and make sure that you just secure it from any additional moisture coming into the surface. And then, it'll take a couple hours, maybe even up to a day or so, depending on how thick you put on the liquid nails before you're ready to actually spray it down. If you want to use Flex Seal, that's just what I'm doing to add another layer of protection. But, take in your time. Just keep on spreading the material around and don't worry about how long it will take, but give yourself maybe a couple days. And then the last thing to note is that if you do have any areas like between the T111 where you have like an edge like this that I'm working on here, just, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just trying to create a surface and cover that surface. You already did the hard work with using the wood hardener. And then if you notice, we have different areas here too, and I'm going to come back and actually apply this just a light skim coat across these other areas. And then I will also worry about covering the ledger board with the Flex Seal. So to wrap this up, it's real simple. Here again, you can do this. Don't worry about maybe a contractor dissuading you from doing some of these simple things that can actually save you thousands of dollars. Just simple note, make sure that if you are going to tackle this, look at your siding and make sure that it is actually sound throughout, because you don't want to have to come back and actually replace the siding again. But the rule or method of madness is if you see about 10% of the area down near the bottom or wherever you're making a repair, has more damage than probably what this will actually help with, that 10% is kind of a good measurement. But if the wood's starting to fall apart and you really have to replace different sections, you probably need to talk to a contractor if you don't know how to do that, or you need to go ahead and rip off that T111 siding. It's a simple thing to do. Usually these are done in sheets anyways, so you probably could pop one off and put on the new one with no problem, and then go back and prime and stain it or paint it. But nonetheless, simple task. But today we're just really doing the easy part, the ones that can actually be repaired really quickly using some common products off the shelf that will actually help extend the life of your siding and or deck. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will put this content on our blog, and we look forward to seeing you next time.